Okay, so fire trucks are everywhere. Yeah, I don't know what to say right now. So I didn't sleep. I slept maybe 3 hours. So my van is backfiring up a hill to drop it off at Pro West Heating because the heater in the back is blowing raw gas fumes into the back portion of my van, and I haven't had heat in 24 hours. I haven't been able to turn the heater on since yesterday when it burned my lungs. My lungs were fried for 6 hours. I froze yesterday. I sat in Starbucks for about 4 hours. I was in Value Village for 2 hours. It was just horrible. I got some Kentucky Fried Chicken at like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, so look where we are at 10:30 at night, where I shouldn't be eating trans fat. Honestly, people say I look young for my age, and I'm looking old. I'm getting there. I'm 59. I'll be 60 in 3 months. But mostly I look okay, and I feel okay because I don't eat this on the regular. So it was closed for a couple months. And then I noticed they did a whole new restaurant stuff. So it's like all new in here, and it's got new menu boards, and it's really nice actually. And oh my goodness, they went from being open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. They're now open till midnight inside, and the internet is really great, she says. And she says to come when she's working. So this is a Tuesday special. We used to call it a toonie box, and now it's a $4.50 box. But inside are 2 fresh hot pieces of the Colonel's Original, and they made me fresh fries, and it's so warm. And right now, so I'll tell you, we did this because the Airtronic heater is not working, right? I'm cold. My feet are very cold. And I sat in Starbucks for 3.5 hours doing a video. So now it's 10:30 and I'm super cold and I'm kicked out of Starbucks. And to know that this KFC is open till midnight, 7 days a week in the lobby with internet, that's incredible. There's a guy just inside that window. He's got a nice Lenovo ThinkPad, his phone. He's totally using all the internet and stuff. So maybe tomorrow, but I unfortunately have to get up early in the morning because this Airtronic heater, that's the exhaust for it. Yeah, it's just pumping raw gas from that back end right through the heater. It's just incredible. So I can't stay up late. I would like to, but my fresh fries are getting cold, and this might keep me warm for a little bit, because if you give your body something to eat at night, especially protein, it'll get your motor running. Yeah, so Ellie's gonna go and find somewhere to sleep tonight, right downtown here. So I'm close to McD's in the morning for a quick hot coffee at 7 in the morning. And then we're going back up to Port Kells. To Pro West. We're gonna give them the van. I don't even know what could be wrong with an $1,800 Airtronic heater. None of it's my fault, and I feel bad, quite frankly. I feel like I'm a drag for them because I had them drop my tank, and they did it for free last week just to make sure all the lines were good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hate to ask them to work on it, but it's a very expensive heater. I paid a lot of money for it, and like they said I'm their customer, so it's okay. As far as checking it out last week, I'm pretty sure they're not going to charge me for the service tomorrow. I mean, it smells like gas, raw gas. Whoa, we're going to stop here. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to eat my chicken. Chicken, finger licking good at 11:15 on a Tuesday, right? Yeah, 6 more days of rain. When I sat in Starbucks for 3 hours, the guy looked at me and he goes, "I wish this rain would go away. We had one nice day. And he was like losing his mind. I'm like, dude, 6 days of rain, then we're gonna have 2 nice days. And we're getting closer to summer, so don't stress. Yeah, gotta be patient. Yeah, it'll run on a straightaway, but you punch it up a hill, bang! Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna just walk around all day in the freezing rain. I'm on my way to Pro West HVAC and refrigeration. They're an amazing business, and they gave me this heater that I have, and they plumbed it into my gas tank for me. Yeah, so let's just go back to the van for the 13th time since November. Get up at 7 a.m. Cold van, no heat. Worried about gas fumes. Not optimal, but you know what? You have to laugh at it. You have to laugh at it, or it'll do you in. Like, if you're gonna make it the long haul, longevity in life, you need to. It's a saying. You need to be able to roll with resistance. You gotta roll with it. When it pushes you back too hard, maybe just coast and float and ride with it for a short amount of time, and don't fight it so hard, and then gun it and take another run at it, whatever your issue is. Believe that you can do it, right? Wow, do I look cold and miserable? Up at 7, half a coffee, no breakfast. Took me an hour to get up here. Look at this guy. He's like beeping at everybody in his Jeep Gladiator. I really don't know. All right, come on now. That was cool. Someone lost their hat. Waste management, I think that means, eh? WM? Waste management? Garbage guy lost his hat. Anyways, yeah, back to the van. We're just gonna go back to Pro West. We throw a carbon monoxide detector on it. Oh, it's busy up here. Get off the main road. And nothing really registers. It just says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then we run it for 2 cycles. Once when the vehicle's running, and once when the vehicle's not running. Both times it says 0 on the detector. But he smells it from the outside. He says, hey, Ellie, this is what I think is happening. There's some residual gas in the line at the end of the cycle, and it's not getting burned. And we're gonna move the exhaust to a different place. We're gonna look at the heater and come back in half an hour. Let's go get the van. I'm gonna turn that heater on and off all day. I need to get warm, get in a hot soapy shower, put on clean clothes. I've been outside in the rain for about 2 hours. The van is misfiring again. I just need to tell you, there's no nice, easy segue from the heater to back to the van problems. So on the way up here, under a load, flooring it up a huge hill, bang! Yeah, so I haven't fixed the problem. I fixed it about 50%. It ran really good for a while there on the weekend. I showed you, I floored it up a hill, and then I was so excited. I washed it on a sunny day. You know, I was like, yeah, I got my life. It's back online. Yeah, well, it's not. I'm wasting today. Like, I'm standing in the rain by the side of the road instead of applying for work and actually being there if I had a job. I'd get fired from a job if I had one because I can't show up. Like, how am I going to drop my vehicle off 1 or 2 times a week for $1,000 repairs? So, like, I don't even know. The shop that did my intake manifold gasket, they said that I might need a fuel pump. So maybe I'm only 50% there. I don't know, but I'm extremely broke and now I have to do a fuel pump. If that does not fix that van's problem, I don't even know. I really need to get off my feet and get warm and have a shower. And honestly, I need to be happy and rest my mind. I need to have a laugh with a friend of mine because, yeah, I almost need a day off from this van BS, man. 16 weeks of this. Still having issues. Good on me to keep on trying now, right? Yeah. So let's go pick up the van from Pro West. Let's use the heater not at night when we're sleeping in case it gasses me and monitor it. And let's swing down to Planet Fitness and have a nice hot soapy shower, maybe some breakfast, and I'll swing around to the shop that did my intake manifold last week, and we'll talk about doing a fuel pump that I don't have money for. So it was really great talking to you, as always. This is the real Ellie Van Show. Okay, so I picked up the van and they rerouted the exhaust to the other side. So he says to keep the vent closed, try it for a few days and monitor it. And if there's a problem, come back. So we're now at almost noon. That was Thursday morning. I really haven't got a shower, a meal, used a washroom, applied for work or anything else. And that's half the day over. Wow, just seems to be my routine. So my van is backfiring, leaving that shop. And when I step on the gas, it won't deliver any gas. Bang! So I'm honestly gonna go from one shop to another this morning without even a shower. I'm just gonna drive right back to the shop that did my job on Friday. And I'm really grateful for the job they did. Yeah, it's just backfiring all the way. So I'm gonna drive it literally from, oh yeah, bang! It won't go any faster than this, and it's doing barely 60 kilometers. Yeah, it just won't go anywhere. Honestly, I should get one of those signs, that yellow out of service sign. I should really get one of those. For the amount of time this van doesn't run, I should just post that on the back two windows while people are like literally attached to my bumper and I'm doing 20 miles an hour while my van is backfiring all the way here. Can't even believe I'm here. I just paid $1,000 bill on Friday I don't have the money for, and I can't believe it. So let's shut it off. It doesn't even do 10 kilometers an hour. It barely made it into this driveway. Almost got hit on the bypass. Yeah. They're gonna tell me to do a fuel pump, and honestly I don't know if that'll fix it, and truthfully I'm very out of money and I'm getting out of hope, but I'm pretty stubborn. They are so gracious and so kind. So we were talking about it, and we were talking about fuel injectors, and he says, you know, Ellie, it would happen all the time. If they weren't functioning and they weren't spraying the fuel, it wouldn't matter if it's up a hill, down a hill, quarter tank, full tank, fall, spring, summer. You know what I mean? And he's got a point. So, yeah, it's probably a fuel pump. I need a job at Walmart stacking cans until I get a professional job, because I can't float this constant, never-ending bill. So yeah, I just give up for today. It's 11 o'clock. I've already walked around for the last 3 hours in the pouring rain without any breakfast or a shower. So I'm gonna go get a meal, I'm gonna get a shower, and actually before I do those things, I'm gonna go to a work BC. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna go to a work BC and apply for a job before I even get breakfast. That's what I'm gonna do. Applying for a job is a process. It's not like you just throw a resume out there and they call you in 3 days. Let's back up. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get to work BC. Yeah, well, it's time to get back on this horse, right? I need a job. So see you later, van. Putt putt. I left the heater running. So it's about 18 degrees in there. If it smells like gas fumes when I come back, then I'll know I have a problem. But I don't know. Maybe he fixed it. I don't know. We're just going to try. But for right now, we're going to get a job. We're gonna go to this Work BC, use their computers. They're really kind and very helpful. I'm gonna apply for 6 positions today. I have 6 positions on my radar, so we shall see you in an hour. So we turned the Airtronic heater on. It's drawing a bit of power here, and it smells like exhaust pretty badly, actually. I mean, I can go down here and smell it where the duct is, but I can smell it just sitting there. Yeah, it doesn't smell like fresh air. It smells like exhaust. Yeah, so we're gonna let it run, and I'm gonna go and have a shower. It's been a super long day. I've tried the best I could all day to fix this van, so let's go have a shower, and then after that we'll grab something for dinner and just park somewhere, not run the heater, and wait for the appointment tomorrow. Wonder what's on sale today. Broccoli, a cauliflower is $5.50. A bag of apples is $7 and it weighs 5 pounds. I'm just gonna look around and see what I can get on a cheap deal, make some dinner, and go to bed. Honestly, I'm never here, so I honestly don't remember what key it is at the moment. I think it's this one. It is that one. Let's see if there's something in there. Oh, wow, there's a bunch of stuff in there. Okay, so I'm gonna take out my mail and figure out what that is over dinner. Let's lock it back up. So, I think I paid $186 for this box. And it's really well worth it. Okay, so nice. While I'm locking up my box, he's right behind me. He's like, hey, you got a package. I'm not even lying. Like, how exciting. So I can't really show you because it's very personal info. But someone in my family sent me something from another province. And I'm really excited. It's the first parcel I've had in years. So God bless them and thank them. I'll have to phone them and thank them. Oh, that was nice. All right, let's get out of here. UPS. I highly recommend it. It's a really great service. Honestly. You know when you have a brown envelope and it says Canada, it's from the government, right? It's always government issue mail right there. Yeah. Great store. UPS. You ever need a box? Highly recommend UPS. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Look at that. You can see the rain clinging onto the ladder, eh? Yeah, it rained a bit last night, but look at it. Look at it. Pretty soon this 4-month broken down van channel is gonna turn a corner at 180 and it's gonna be all happy times pretty soon, gang. So thanks for hanging in with me, but it's a brilliant day and I am so grateful. It is Thursday. I think it's the 5th of March. And so, yeah, let's just give you the hard news. Good morning, good morning. So we're actually gonna walk around all day today while they fix the van again, and it's walk around number 14, but we're not gonna grumble too much about it. I honestly am believing this is the last fix for it, so it's getting a fuel pump today. It has to get a fuel pump, and I did a fuel pump in my 97 Cherokee once, and I know they can get pretty expensive. So you got two options, right? You can buy a Spectra or a Delphi, and a Spectra is about $400. It's kind of like buying a cheap knockoff diesel heater that's Chinese. It'll last, but not for very long, and you never know. But I drove around that Cherokee for 4 years before somebody hit it again and totaled it. Someone rear-ended it, unfortunately. But my fuel pump was still working after like 3 or 4 years after replacing it with a cheap Spectra. The Delphi is upwards of $1,000 plus tax. I just cannot afford it. It's a 23-year-old van. It's going to get a Spectra. So I'm going to get moving and grab a quick Planet Fitness squirt on the face. I got a big cup of joe in my favorite Canadian Tire mug. If I look like I just woke up, well, forgive me, I just woke up. But on a nice day like today, like, even though I'm walking around again, even though I'm racking up another probably 1,000, why do I feel scared at 1,400? I feel like I could be charged as much as 1,400 for this job. Yeah, I'm racking up massive debt every single week in the thousands. I don't have money to pay. And I still haven't grabbed a job from my course that I took and my MacBook that I got. And it's a process to get into those professional positions, you know? They're job competitions. So it takes a while. I applied for 6 positions all over BC and 1 in Alberta yesterday. I'm willing to move. I'm willing to move 1,000 miles for a job. I don't have any living plants. My plants are plastic. I don't even have a stuffed animal, let alone a real dog or a cat. I don't have a boyfriend. One day, maybe I will get all hitched up again if I find somebody worthy. But yeah, so let's get going. I have 20 minutes before I'm due there at Fountain Tire. They're an incredible place. Thank you again for hanging in with my Broken Down Van, Real Life Ellie Van Show channel. Should almost rename the channel and we can name it back to Ellie on Wheels when the wheels are actually reliable, right? Should name it the Broken Down Van channel. I don't know, I just have endless hope for this van. It's easier to have hope. It's easier to get through something rough on a day like today. It's so beautiful and brilliant here. It's like the skies opened up and heaven appeared. So I'm going to walk around all day. I'm sure I'm going to be tired. Sometimes when I walk around, I'm planning dinner. I'm like, oh, gravy and potatoes or ribs and mashed potatoes. And then by the time I pick up the van 6 hours later and it's dark, I'm like, F it. I'm just going to have like ravioli in a can. And that's what I had last night. I got a whole bunch of garbage to take out. I sat here for 12 hours. I don't have any heat. Ugh, I'm so cold and wet. Made it to the morning and the sun came out, so it feels not too bad, and there's a bit of a breeze, so it feels like my van is emptying of humidity from the night. Holy cow, no heater. The heater is blowing exhaust fumes right inside the van from that heating duct. So they think they're going to take the heater off the floor and put a big gasket there. I don't get it, but it's all breaking down on Ellie this week, but you know what? I'm tough and I'm going to tough it out, so we're going to see all this stuff through, and hopefully by Friday, everything's tickety-boo, and we're moving on. Yeah. What a beautiful day. So blessed. Even with a ton of stuff going wrong, so blessed am I. Okay, so we're in the lovely coffee lounge with a big screen I never see. And I'm gonna make 2 cups of coffee because I have another 3 hours to walk around, and I've been around for the last 3 hours. Coffee drinks. Starbucks. All large, all mild. Go. Nice. How nice to be able to come back and make a cup of coffee, right? They're picking the coffee beans. We're waiting while they roast and grind the beans. beautiful. They show me a picture of the journey of the being before it gets here. Right on. Beautiful. So I'm gonna make 2 cups of coffee. And I'm gonna peace out for another 3 hours. That should get me for the next 3 hours around the block. All right, well, thank you guys for 2 cups of coffee, because I drank all the red rose because I come here every week now. So thank you very much. Hey, honestly, I don't know how to be happy. I'm just so apprehensive, and they say it runs pretty good, and you know, how could it not when you put in a new fuel pump? Let's go see if it runs. Okay, so we're back at Fountain Tire, and I took it for a really, really good rip. And look, it's like pretty much devoid of gas, and I don't want to suck up any sediment in my tank. But it really didn't run well when it was a quarter tank and under. So I had to put it through that. It runs really well. The gas delivers really good, and I got some really great things for them. So, and he forgot his tool in here, and anybody that works on vehicles and has to buy tools, that's a lot of money. It's a nice little LED lamp that he uses for work. And I brought them some really good stuff. I brought them some banana breads and orange juice, so let's go and give it to them. Okay, excuse my messy step. My van's pretty clean, but yeah, so we're gonna give them 2 banana loaves. They can have this for the morning. I tried to get them bananas, but they were all green in my defense. So here's a nice big 5-pound bag of apples. I think those are Cosmic Crisps, and some mandarins too. You know, like, I'm a mom, and I would want my son to eat that for breakfast. So yeah, it's not really 2 cases of beer, and you never know if people drink these days. So we're gonna go give them some stuff and his tools back and say thank you for an amazing job. As broke as I am, I got my money's worth and then some. Thank you so much, Fountain Tire in Langley. Thank you. Everyone, I just thought I'd check in and let you know that I think the vehicle is actually finally fixed. And it was a lot of money and a long road to get here, and most of it was through dark, wet, rainy, short days of winter. I've been largely broken down for 4 months in this express van. I got it in July. I had it about 3 months. I built it out on the street, and I was getting ready for winter, and then it just started breaking down. You guys know the story. You've watched all my videos. I appreciate you guys subscribing and hanging out with me through this never-ending nightmare of this express van, but I wasn't going to give up on it. You know, when you put your sweat and literally my blood, I bled on this van, sawing it and screwing it together. When you go to that lengths to make yourself a cozy, clean, private home that's really stealthy and other people don't really know you're a van lifer, it's not that easy to give up on it, you know? Like, I certainly didn't have money for a new engine. I didn't know what was going on with it. It misfired all through November, December, and then it had a massive catastrophic electrical failure where the alternator died and the battery died. So that was $1,200 back in December. And just around then I started bringing it to a new shop because I'd seen 2 shops before and they just kept charging me $300, and I'd pick up my van and it was still broken. I did a $300 tune-up myself because a guy wanted $920 for a tune-up at the very beginning of this breaking down show. So I think it's over. Today we went for our 3rd appointment at Fountain Tire in Langley. They're an incredible shop. They're very honest. They're really good community people. They really care about you as a person. They really want to see you get back on the road and resume your lifestyle. And they really have a cool interest in cars. When I first brought it there about 2 months ago, after I'd seen 2 other shops and nobody was giving me any resolution to it, and I was just paying, I brought it to Fountain Tire and they gave me that new alternator and new battery, and I got right back on the road. And 2 days later, misfire. So we just kept at it. They did an intake manifold gasket for me last Friday, and that was $1,000, and that was a good deal. And then it was still running bad. I thought it was good. I showed you guys on a video. I'm like, "Way, let's go up the hill. Let's wash it." Boo, it died in 2 days. Bang. And not only that, my Airtronic heater that I spent $3,000 on, it's blowing exhaust right into the back of my van. So I started this week knowing I had 3 vehicle repair appointments. I've been sleep deprived for a couple days, and we got one more day to get up at 7 a.m. tomorrow and walk around all day. So Wednesday saw me at Pro West. They looked at my Airtronic heater. They rerouted the exhaust to the other side of the van. Still, exhaust comes in through the back of this van. I can't use my heater, and I'm cold and wet at night in my blankets, but I have to just power through it. He said, okay, come back Friday. Meantime, I had an appointment at Fountain Tire today for a fuel pump. I was quoted a pretty good price, and you know, I don't have the money. It's all going on credit right now, and I don't even have the minimum payment, I don't think, in a week. I applied for work yesterday after Pro West gave me my broken heater back. Even I went and looked for a job. So I got up early this morning. I gave the van to Fountain Tire. They put in a fuel pump for me. You're not going to believe it. Like, it runs incredible. It runs really well. I think we finally came to the end. I think it's over. I think the mechanical problems are over for a while. I really hope so. I really want to enjoy the van. But the heater problems are not over, and that's really disconcerting. It's a very expensive heater. I really need it to run. All day tomorrow again. So let's hope they find out why exhaust is pumping into the back of my van. We're going to do another night without any heat. And we're going to hang on to the goodness of a van that runs really well, you know? So we're going to hope for the best. So that's it for Ellie's Broken Down Van Show. We're going to turn a leaf. We're going to go into spring, hopeful. We're going to have some adventures. Yeah. I'll see you again. Good morning. Happy Friday, right? It's Friday. Let's be happy. Yeah. We had the first week in March. We had a couple nice days, and we're back to this. So I slept about 4 hours. I'm just really cold and wet every night. I've had no heater for a good 8 days. I'm off to Pro West at 7:30 in the morning for the second time in the last 3 days. Walked around all day yesterday while they did my fuel pump. The van seems to be running really nicely, you know, just really great. Really smooth, delivers lots of gas. Runs nice up a hill. Anyway, I'm fighting this rush hour traffic, and people do a lot of clowny stuff, so I'm gonna get off the phone. But yeah, here we go. 3 days in a row. All week, vehicle and heater repairs. All week. Full-time job. Yeah, go to bed early, 7 o'clock at night, get up, 7 o'clock in the morning. Full-time job. Just to pay and pay and pay and have broken vehicles. I hope it's coming to an end. I honestly hope this week is the week I get my life back. Okay, so I've been here about an hour. Probably gonna sit here another couple hours and just stay warm and dry. I'm too tired to even walk around. Okay, so we're just outside of Pro West across the street at a Tim Hortons and a Burger King. I'm super tired from not sleeping in a cold van. Yesterday I walked around for 7 hours while they did a fuel pump, because what I thought was a fixed van actually was only a 50% fixed van, so now it's 100% fixed van because we fixed it twice in 6 days for $2,000. I can't even think about that. Anyway, it is the 40th anniversary of Roll Up the Rim to Win at Tim Hortons. It says there are 2 ways to roll. Then roll again in the app. You can win a Volkswagen ID Buzz. You can win all-inclusive vacations. That would be amazing, right? I would take that. Ellie would take one of each, please. I would like a vacation from my van, and I need a new van. Yeah, can you imagine rolling up the rim and you have a VW van? Wow. Incredible. So, let's roll it up. Please, please give Ellie even a free donut. Alright, we're rolling. Please pay again. Honestly, the van runs pretty good now. I mean, $2,000 in 6 days. Why wouldn't it? Intake manifold gasket. No more leak. No more vacuum problems. New fuel pump yesterday. Delivers fuel really well. Just now I have this heating problem. They did some work on it. So they sealed it up where they thought it might be a leak underneath. And they took the heater off the floor. They gave it a new gasket. Put the heater back down on the floor. So I told them I'd give it an hour to dry really good. They said come back in 20 minutes. I just checked on them. And I'm like, no, you know what? It's horrible out here. It's going to be soaking wet on, in, and around that van for a week. Let it dry for an hour. Yeah, so the heater must have got moved half an inch this way, so I'm going to move my leg this way. Because it doesn't fit. It needs to be modified now. There we go. I love how everything is 2 screws in my life. Yeah. My leg does not fit right now. So, we will move it back. Oh, please. Oh, no, it's also screwed from the top. Can you believe it? All right. Yep. Hopefully it's not stripped. Around. Oh, there it goes. Nice. Move the leg another inch out so it gives the Airtronic some room and we don't smash the heater and ruin the seal. Oh yeah, I see that there. Alright. Nice. Okay. Ready? Let's put it back in. Now that we adjusted I love this bed. I went through like 3 different designs before I figured this out. Oh yeah, it needs a longer leg. It doesn't even land on the floor now. Right? Because they moved this back and now, oh well, whatever. This is what we're doing now. Alright. Just need to give that some room. Not poor heater. Perfect. Yep. Right on, man. Nice. Alright, I'll have to make a leg another inch longer because it doesn't land on the floor. Then I need to bolt my bed in and get out of this guy's shop. So, that's it. We're out. Right. So my bed is screwed to the wall also. Alright. They're so nice to me, like I'm screwing my bed back together in their nice dry warm shop while they're doing an install of a heater. Be nice to hang out. Wish I had a shop. All right. Let's ask them to open the door and get me out of here. Wow, this van runs really nice. I know I said that last week, and then it broke down again in 3 days. And then I ended up doing a fuel pump yesterday for $1,000. The fuel delivery is pretty smooth and the pickup's pretty awesome. Look at how miserable this day is. It's just wet and the visibility is really poor. I got a long day ahead of me still and I'm super tired. Let's fire up the Airtronic heater they just worked on and sealed up. Let's turn it on in the parking lot of Planet Fitness while I pack a bag, because I need to go in there and have a good hot shower. It's just wet and muggy in the van all night. Been up since about 6:30. Walking in the rain. It's noon. Wow, it sure is running nicely. It's pumping out a lot of heat and no fumes at all. So this is where the exhaust ended up being this week. Suddenly, since November, 4 months later, here we are, end of February, I was getting exhaust fumes straight into the back of my van. I couldn't believe it. I had to bust open those side doors so fast. My lungs burnt so bad in the 2 seconds I was in there. Luckily, I didn't hit the heater when I was sleeping. I was awake. So I opened the doors, I aired the place out, and my lungs were burning for 6 hours from raw gasoline. It wasn't combustible exhaust. It wasn't from here. So to this day, we really don't know, but we did about 3 things to it this week. So I went into Pro West Wednesday and I'm like, hey guys, it almost killed me. I don't know what to do about it. I really love it. I can't run it and I'm freezing. It's been rainy and cold all week. It did not look like this. Not even close to this. And it's gonna rain and snow this coming week. So we're not quite out of the woods yet on winter, right? So I have this nice Airtronic, probably right here. Probably right about here on my floor, under my bed, right? And the gas line is going from that heater along the rail, along the body, and into a gas tank. Right? Because my fuel tank is right there. But when they originally installed it, the exhaust for that Airtronic heater right here came out right there. And I see that in a lot of vans. And I don't really understand that, you know? Like, why would you put an exhaust pipe right where the bumper is? Right where the wind can catch it. And if your seals aren't good, it's gonna go in your vehicle. Like, why would you, right? So I didn't really complain about it because I didn't have a problem with it. My heater ran. The exhaust was here. And then they moved it to there. Like, I don't really understand 2 things here. I don't really understand why a person wouldn't do that in the first place. Maybe because they don't want to use another 5 feet of tubing to go from one end of the vehicle to another, and they just use a maybe 10-inch section. They put in a heater and they use a 10-inch section for the exhaust, and they use a 10-inch section for the intake, and there's like 2 small pipes usually behind someone's bumper, and you can see that. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, you're gonna get toxic fumes inside your van and the back doors if your seals aren't great and if the van isn't brand new. And my van's in pretty nice shape for a 23-year-old van. Yeah, so like I said, I didn't have a problem with that exhaust being behind the bumper. So he thought that would be the fix. So he ran, let's get under it. Oh yeah, see it? So he ran it from the side. It was on a short piece. And he ran it right across the back end of the vehicle and he's exhausting it out beside my car exhaust, which is great. Looks a little kind of weird, but now it's really visible. But that's all right. I'm really happy with that. Like the wind can pick it up along the side of the vehicle and take it away. You know, being behind the bumper just didn't seem like a really optimal plan. But that's mostly how they do it. Diesel heaters, Airtronic heater. Yeah, they put a short 10-inch section for the muffler behind the bumper. Same with the intake. So yeah, but I have another question. Does that cause a problem with the running of the heater? That now the exhaust is 5 feet long when it usually is about 10 to 12 inches long? Like, does that cause a vacuum problem? I don't think so, because I'm having an amazing heater life. So the exhaust being moved around didn't work, and I got gassed as soon as I left his shop on Wednesday. And he's like, okay, Ellie, come back, how about Friday? And I'm like, sure, why not? I do it for a living. I just go to bed early every night before 7, so I can get up at 6 in the morning, so I can drop off my vehicle somewhere and pay $1,000. It's been like that for months. So yeah, I'm like, sure, thanks for trying. Thanks for moving the exhaust, but no, I'm still getting gassed in here. So I took it back Friday. There's a short video about how I just modified the leg of my bed because I moved that leg back. I'll have to put a different leg there, like seriously. It's a moot point to begin with because the leg doesn't even touch the floor. Because we moved it off of that floor, right? So now it's over there and it's actually suspended. So I'll do a nice leg that's the right length and it touches the floor and it's inset a bit. Maybe a 2x2 I'll do there, right? And make a proper leg that goes to the floor and to there. But it doesn't really matter because it's screwed onto a horizontal rail. So it doesn't shift when I drive or when I'm sleeping around and turning and tossing and being all crazy at night. So yeah, it just stays there really well. But I'll figure out that leg. But there's that Airtronic. Oh, I love it like a husband. Swear to God. Let's move these window shades. Yeah. Beautiful heater. So Wednesday he moved the exhaust. It didn't work, even though he moved it over there. So on Friday when I walked around, they opened up this heater. They took it off the floor. They sealed all the gaskets. And then they put it back in. So they redid the gaskets. They moved the muffler. And so far, I've had no problems. Nice heater, I swear. I would get one if you were me. I would put it even in the cheapest of vans. I would save for 2 years for that. If you're in Canada and you're in van life, Airtronic heater, 100%. So yeah, I think we might have turned a corner. I'm just waiting for my laundry to turn and burn. I'm gonna go grab my guitar from my storage so that I have something to do at night. Pretty nice up here. Hope I get some time to go to a lake soon. So, that's it for the Airtronic heater. Hey there. So I thought I'd check in and say hello. Mostly because I'm not whining right now and it's really nice to talk to you and not be complaining about something, right? That was a long 4 months of vehicle breakdowns. I just want to thank you very much for watching my channel. I've driven the vehicle around all weekend and nothing bad has happened to it. It seems to be actually fixed. But even people in my family are just gun shy now. They're like, oh, no, I'll believe it when I see it. You know, I'll tell a friend of mine and they'll say, oh, no, get back to me in about 4 or 5 days and let me know if it's actually fixed. So I actually didn't want to even release any of my video from all week. Went to Pro West with a broken down heater. They didn't fix it. Got a fuel pump at Fountain Tire on Thursday. Walked around again. Went back to Pro West again on Friday, where they worked on the heater again. And by Friday at 5 o'clock, it was all fixed. The van was running really well from the fuel pump the day before and the manifold gasket last week. The Airtronic heater is working fantastic. Heat all night! Honestly, I am so excited. So, although it's 6 days of rain coming up, I'm pretty excited for the week ahead. I'm going to apply for jobs every single day. It'll take a few weeks, but hopefully I'll get a job by the end of the month. I don't really know. It's going to be a bit challenging to survive. You know, I've gone to a food bank before, and you know what they tell us here? If you don't have a mailing address with mail on it and you don't have a rent receipt, then you can't get any food from the food bank. Can you believe that? Poof. Blows my mind. It blows my mind how you can actually refuse goods and services, especially food. Like something essential as food. Blows my mind that they actually deny me food because I don't have a regular sticks and bricks and I live in a van. So when it's tough, I seek out community meals. There's a free meal Monday to Friday at a church here at 6 o'clock. And I do go there once in a while, but I'm a really clean lady and I just like to hang out by myself and stay clean in my van. So if I can find cheap beans on sale, wieners, something like that to get me through. I got a lot of rice and stuff. I think I'll be eating a lot of rice and couscous for the next 6 months. I don't know how I'm going to recover from $3,500 in vehicle repairs, because really that's what it cost me. An alternator and a battery for $12,000, intake manifold gasket for $1,000, and then a fuel pump for another $1,000. So that's $3,200. That doesn't even count the 2 times people charged me $300 to tell me what they thought the problem was back in November and December, and they gave me back a broken van after I paid them $280 and $300. Yeah. So all the credit goes to Fountain Tire in Langley, and they're wonderful guys there. I hope they have a great week. If you're watching Fountain Tire, bless you from the bottom of my heart. From me and everyone who cares about me, because it's been a nail biter, you know. So thank you for hanging in with me and being honest and doing an incredible job and giving me a break on that really expensive bill a few times. And I really like you, but I hope not to see you in the near future. Have a good week, everyone. It's Monday tomorrow. Go out there and get it. I don't know what it is for you. If it's just being healthy and peaceful and restful in your chair with your cat on your lap, reading a good book, awesome. If you got a really hard job and you're a longshoreman or an iron worker, get some rest tonight. Eat well. Go out there and be safe at your job tomorrow. All of you out there, no matter what you're doing in your life, I wish you the best health and the most happiness. And I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.